Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through mindful stretch. We will practice together for 15 minutes today. So, just a reminder to listen to your body through class. If any of the stretches do not work for you, please skip them, come on out, and modify. Things that you're going to need for class today is you'll want to have a mat, something that you feel comfortable practicing on. And if you wanted additional props to support you, sometimes it's nice to have the blanket and the blocks close by. You do not need them, they're not a necessity for practice, but sometimes the blanket can give a little bit of padding to the body if the body feels, not so comfortable against the ground. So that can be a nice option. And then the blocks just bring the ground a little higher up. So if we were in a stretch where we were trying to reach the ground and that was tricky, the blocks just lift the earth up, which is nice. So option to have them, but not a necessity for class. So as we go through class today, I wanted to do a practice focusing a bit on the IT bands. So that is our iliotibial band. And if you're not quite familiar with this, it is a thick band of fascia that runs from your hip down to the top of your shin on the side there. So just below the knee. And it's this thick band of connective tissue on the outside. And you're probably familiar if you ever do foam rolling on the legs because it's very intense, probably for almost everybody. I don't know, I've ever met anyone that says that it's not pretty intense for them. So when we sit a lot, the AT bands get really tight. So if we're very sedentary, it tightens them, but also if we're very active, it can tighten them as well. So I think this is something that affects everyone. And I think working on this today will be just really nice for releasing tension in that area. This is all connected up with our hips, which is connected up with the low back. So I think focusing on this area will bring a lot of relief to the body. So we're going to do a little bit of warming up first, and then we'll sink into some deeper stretches, which will be really nice. So to begin, we're going to come down onto the side of our body and we're going to rest on the right side to start. So if you know that the hip is a little sensitive, you might want to grab a blanket so that you could do a little padding on that right hip. And we're going to prop ourselves up. So if we have our arm up like this, we're in a little bit of like a half sphinx pose. The shoulder is a little tense. You can always relax down, get nice and comfy, and make a pillow with the arms. So let's start with some clamshells. So what we'll do is we'll look down, make sure that you can take a line from your feet down to your hips, and then legs are at an angle. And then let's begin to just draw the knees open, and we're going to take them down. So we're just going to take some time to do a little warm up here. Warm up hips, and then warm up the legs. And as you're doing this, let's try to be really mindful of inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So that helps to keep the mind and the body calm and relaxed and at ease. Good. Let's go one more time. And we're going to release. Now from here, let's take our legs, we'll keep them in a similar position, and we're just gonna scooch them up so that our hips are lined up with our knees here, and then we're gonna have our heels in line with our knees. So legs are gonna be at a 90-degree angle. And then from our knees to hips, we're gonna glue this down, and then we're just lifting the feet up. So we're gonna do a little rotation here of just lifting up and then lowering. Great job. And we're just going to, again, bring in that mindfulness practice. So maybe try to relax as much as you can. Notice if you're holding a bit of tension. Sometimes the jaw is a little tense, eyebrows are a bit tense. So just try to find softness in the eyebrows, the jaw, the shoulders. Good. Now from here, let's straighten out that top leg. So either this bottom leg stays bent like this, or you can straighten it out as well. We're just gonna try from some leg lifts. We're just gonna lift the leg up and then we're gonna lower it down. And on this one, you could point your toes, you could flex your feet. We are just gonna get really active there in the legs though, because we can work a lot of extra muscles, which is a great thing. Good. And then we're going to release our right leg. We'll have that nice and long. Left foot's gonna come on up. And let's have our left toes pointing off to the side of the room. So we're gonna have that foot facing forward there. And then we'll just begin to press that knee away. And then if this foot rolls up, that's okay. And we'll sink into this really nice IT band stretch and really good hip stretch. Maybe close your eyes and just become aware of where you might feel the stretch in your body. So we all experience each pose very differently. Notice in your own body where that shows up for you, what that feels like. And then remembering that we have our breath to breathe into stretching and to breathe into a sensation. And we'll release. We're going to bring ourselves up into a seated position. Let's just shake out those legs a little bit. Release any tension here. And we're going to try that on the other side. So let's come on to our left hip to start. And then as we begin here, we'll have our legs bent so that they're at that angle. We're going to take our heels in line with our hips. And we're going to do our warm up on the side. So we're going to just try for those clamshells. So as we work with the IT bands today, it is very important to stretch, which we will be doing. But sometimes the IT bands get a little extra tight when the glutes are a little bit weak. So we'll do a little bit of strengthening there on the glutes too, just so that area of the body can just be in balance. The legs can feel strong, but also feel flexible. Good. From here, we're going to keep our legs glued together. Let's hop up so that we have that 90-degree angle in the legs, gluing down the upper legs, and we're just sweeping up the feet. Maybe notice if it's a little easier on the side, maybe it's a little bit more challenging on the side. Good. We're going to keep that bottom leg bent, or you can straighten it out. And then let's go for some leg lifts here. I'm just going to lift the leg up and then release it down. Maybe take a nice deep breath. Try to breathe into your stomach. Get that nice deep diaphragmatic breath. Also feel that expansion of the ribs on the inhale and exhale. And then feeling your chest rising and falling as well with each in-breath and out-breath. Good. So from here, we're straightening out our bottom leg. Top leg's gonna do that hop up a little bit. And we're just gonna have our toes pointing off to the side of the room. Pressing that knee away for a moment, and the sole of the foot can roll up a bit. And now that you have that perspective of what this felt like on the first side, maybe notice if it feels more natural on the side, maybe the stretch feels more intense, maybe you can go a little deeper, maybe you have to back out of it. So just try to become aware of the two sides of the body, the legs, the hips. They're not always perfectly symmetrical. The muscles might be a little different. And so just notice that. Good. Let's bring ourselves back up to a seated position. We're going to shake out those legs a little bit here. And I'd love to continue these IT band stretches down on our back. So let's come on down. And to begin, let's take our right leg up to the sky. And we're just flexing that foot here. So we're pressing out through the heel and the back of the knee. Trying to have that leg as active as possible. Now what we're gonna do is work on a rotation from our hip joint. So we're gonna take our right toes and we're gonna crank them off to the left as much as we can. So we're really trying to get this rotation in the foot, which is gonna happen here in the hip as well. So let's try to crank our right toes off towards the left. And then we'll give ourselves a breath here just to reset. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's go again. Let's take those right toes. We're cranking them to the left, maybe getting that nice stretch on the whole outside of that right leg. We'll bring it back to center. Inhale and exhale here. And let's go one more time. We're gonna crank those right toes to the left. Breathe in and out. Great job. Reset. We're gonna take our right foot down, left leg up. Really activate that leg. Also engage your core here. So that just means gently tucking your tailbone and feeling your navel back and up to the spine. Let's crank our left toes to the right. We're just gonna really try to take those toes and turn them in. And release. Give yourself a breath here. We'll bring it up and over. Let's take those left toes to the right. And reset. And let's go one more time here. Good. Now from here, let's take our left leg. We're going to bring it up and over. So that helps us create a figure 4 stretch. And from here, what we're going to do is just take our legs and drop them off to the right. So we're just taking our legs and sending them to the right. And when you're here, you're going to feel this right knee coming down towards the ground and also your left foot down onto the ground. And if you wanted to intensify your stretch, you can take your right hand into your left knee and you could press that knee away, or you could just energetically send it away. That left arm can relax onto the ground if you wanted. Maybe gaze off your left shoulder and maybe close your eyes for a moment here. Maybe just feel your body gently reacting to the breath. Feel your chest rise on the inhale. Fall on the exhale. Let's expand on in-breath. Contract on out-breath. We'll begin to gently release that stretch. Let's take our feet out wide to the edges of the mat. And windshield wipe the knees to the left and to the right. So we're just gonna do a little swish to one side and to the other side. Let's bring that right leg up and over. We'll find figure 4 leg and hip stretch. Keeping your legs in this position. Let's drop everything off to the left. So we have our left knee resting down on the ground and we have our right foot planted, our right knee is in the air, and we can press this knee away with the hand or just energetically sending it away. Maybe right shoulder relaxes down, gazing off your right shoulder, giving yourself some breath here. Just feeling the back body just melting down into your mat as you exhale. Feeling tension melting from your body with each exhale. And release. Let's begin to bring our feet back to the edges of the mat. We'll do a little windshield wipe to the right and to the left. Knees to your chest, hug them in. We'll do a little rock and roll through the spine to come on up into a seated position. Taking a nice deep full breath in here. Let's bring our hands to the sky and your hands come to your heart as you exhale. Thank you so much for joining today. It's great to be here with you all. I hope that you enjoyed this IT band mindfulness practice. Nice stretching. And I hope that everyone feels better. Hope that those legs feel more open. Mine definitely do. They were a little fatigued from sitting a lot today, so it definitely helped to rejuvenate my legs and hips, which is great. I hope that you have a wonderful week today. I will be back on Thursday for same class, same time. So I'll be back for mindful stretch, and that's at 3 o'clock East Coast time. So I hope to see you soon. Take care.